Hey, welcome back to Fly Corp as we continue along on my string challenge, trying to connect all of the world together by a single strain. And hopefully today we can get close to finishing off all of Africa. We've only got a couple of countries to go. They're all a bit hefty in size, but that's okay. I think that possibly what we want to do here is just sort of unlock them all, and then I might let it run for a while after I stop filming, and just let all the sort of cities populate themselves, and hopefully try and get a bit more of my money back, because it does seem like I'm spending money faster than I'm making it at this point. Alright, so first up today though, we're looking at the Sudan. The Republic of Sudan has a population of 45 million people as of 2022. It is the third largest country, Africa's third largest country by area, and the third largest by area in the Arab League. What is the Arab League? Alright, so it is a League of Arab States, which is a bit of the horn, so like Somalia, all the countries here, and then Sudan, Egypt, Libya, Algeria, Morocco, and Mauritania. Looks like, and Tunisia. It got its independence from the United Kingdom and the Kingdom of Egypt in 1956, so it was a pioneer in getting its freedom in amongst African cities, it looks like. Countries, rather. Let's have a look and see where we are struggling. Again, it's... Cardiff seems to be a real struggler. But again, if we shore this up a bit, then I know that Birmingham's just going to be the problem. So let's maybe give Birmingham a second plane that's just 100-seater, so that it can sort of trickle that extra stuff on a bit more. It is a slightly shorter route than the route to Cardiff. Very slight though. That's heading south too, so let's upgrade that guy to a 300-seater. He's heading that same way, so we'll just give him a tiny little 50-seater plane just to push it on a tiny bit. Again, this guy is heading north. The problem is that if we sort of push him up too much, we're eventually going to hit this and this anyway, and we're not going to ever solve those. I mean, it's amazing as it is, the fact that those are all green. Paris, so that's all heading north, so pretty understandable that that's a struggling leg, that one. The addition of this guy will make life a little bit easier for the route north of it, though. We'll upgrade these all the way to max, because they will, probably won't see any more cities in there. We could, but might be a while at least. I find I've got to zoom in a bit more, because otherwise it sends me really odd spots. Okay, so that's all heading this way. So again, he's not looking brash hot. We don't want to over feed all the cities after it. So we'll try and see how he goes like that. Maybe we'll give this guy just a 50-seater. That's a real outlier of a city down there. Like we got on a spread population across Sudan. I feel like we are tipping it a little bit. It is on its way down, I think. Although I suppose this guy's also dropping off a whole bunch of stuff too, so this guy's got work to do. That's fine. I might. Yeah, we'll up him one more. That's north on this route, so we'll give him just a 100-seater. Definitely starting to see some African cities start to struggle. Probably no harm in giving these guys their... One of those must have two people on top of it. Like there's two planes stacked on top of each other. Because there's only 4 planes visible as this thing moves around. There we go. So that guy is our duplicate. So something we haven't done for a long while. We'll try and hold off spread this guy a bit further. I think this is the gap here between these two guys. So we kind of want to wait for this and the other plane behind him to overtake him. So now he's in the gap, so we basically just want to watch this guy to get him to go once that guy seems like he's getting close. Well, I suppose if he's in there and those two are the exact same distance apart, we can assume that's probably as equally far apart as they can get. Alright. Let's bring in Chad. Tell me about yourself, Chad. Republic of Chad. So it is the landlocked country at the crossroads of North and Central Africa. So I guess it's the sort of finding point of this must be North Africa, and I would consider this Central Africa, but I could very well be wrong. Population of 16 million, of which 1.6 million live in the capital, N'Djamena. They're also getting that Ina from in there. Has several regions: desert zone in the north, an arid Shalian belt in the center, and more fertile Sudanian savanna. I thought you'd call it Sudanese savanna as opposed to Sudanian. So I would assume that we're going to see then what the majority of Chad cities in the south, if this is the non-arid or desert section. Pretty even split, apparently 52% Islam, 44% Christianity. Imagine causes some sort of conflict. In the 7th millennium at BC, ecological conditions in the northern half of Chadian territory favored human settlement and its population increased considerably. So I mean, what would be now, what, like the Sahara Desert? Alright, well, we let Chad get comfortable. Let's see who's not Copenhagen. And let's give them a second plane. Try and clear up some of that. See, the bad thing with this is this guy's got a 10,000 seat airport. So it means that if he's complaining, he's been sitting on his hands for a long time. Alright, you're looking a little bit better with your second flight. London, Mexico, so that's that side. We'll give you just maybe a... Well, the path behind you just here is short too, so probably can do alright with a 300-seater. I'd imagine it's going to be this guy that's our complainer of these two. Let's get him in there. This guy's already got a 300-seater on him, so we'll see if that unbalances it. Make you at least 100. Looks like instead of going for Chad, we've gotten another Sudanese city. And that's changing pretty quickly from yellow to green, so let's give him a little upgrade. There's a certain point that I think is worth upgrading to. I think about, if my plans are taking 600 people, 6,000 people means that like a tenth of the total population of that is getting moved every time. If they're going red and it's a 6,000 population one, it means that there is something just broken about the system, because it means that over time, slowly, it is building more and more people. It's not just that that's currently where the snowball of people are hitting. So this guy... I'm going to give just a little bit of help going north. America's not looking too bad at the moment. I can't tell if this is broken at the moment. If it's not that much in the way of high numbers, but I mean, there's so many cities to be going to. Is it reasonable to think that possibly 4 people is the... sorry, 9 people is the 5th most amount of people going anywhere from there? Maybe. Oh. We are looking pretty good on this continent at the moment. There's northbound. Oh, it's this way. That's north from Fez. Well, at least Sudan's making a path across the country. Not that we necessarily wanted to go across Sudan. We probably were more intending on heading up. Part of it did factor in how Chad's cities divided up. Size we don't get plenty big. Go. You've already got 2 planes of full size on this route. They're just sitting on top of each other. At least just make them fly opposite routes. Sometimes that's enough to shift the balance, but we'll give him a 100-seater as well. But you can see this guy's not even moving with anyone in it, unless I've got him going the wrong way. I do. Nothing about this way. Get rid of him. Give this guy that plane. Everyone else around there. This guy's got 2 planes. That guy's got 2 planes, so more than fair for this guy to get a bit more allowance in shifting people. Heading south, he needs help with. He's already got a level 3, so let's give him level 5. So I imagine that this is going to cause more traffic to end up here. He's going to have to pass it on. At least once it gets to this route, it should be a little bit quicker. Manchester, so that's this way. We'll give him a tiny plane. Joplin. Why did it change on me? Really showing me the cities they're telling me that I'm going to go look at. New York, so let's go that way. I don't feel like I'm seeing that many actually red cities though. It's we're actually not doing too bad, I don't think. All right, a bit more in Sudan. Let's bring in Niger. Well, I can definitely assume that that city's going to end up being integrated into existing routes. And Niger. Officially the Republic of Niger. This becomes suddenly very niche of a fact. It covers a land mass of almost 1.2 million square kilometers, making it the second largest landlocked country in West Africa. After Chad. So I guess these two are both considered in West Africa. Where are we drawing the line? Down the center here? Over 80% of its land lies in the Sahara. It has a population of 25 million. Mostly live in clusters further south and west of the country. There you go, so down here be where we're probably going to be expecting to see people. It got its independence in 1960. It almost sounds like they started at the top and worked their way down, giving people independence. I mean, I can imagine that a few of these planes here are all struggling because they're the slightly longer routes. It's bouncing up through these three, so we'll upgrade all of those one swoop here. 300. What have we got on that one? Another 300. Okay, so hopefully that sort of helps him out a bit. Oh, getting quite high up over that I did see as well that on the last patch update, they for FlyCorp they did mention that they've got like 50 things that are on their to-do list for improvements for the game, and amongst the things that they listed was the game speed after unlocking a lot of cities. So I am optimistic that that does mean that they are going to try and address that, so that I can go back to speeding things up. Alright, let's try and finish them off. Libya. Yeah, I can assume that Libya is going to be right up on that coast. Similar to these guys, the Sahara is going to take up a fair bit, so it's going to be... they're just going to be split to the other side of it. So my hope is that they sort of cluster here, and from Tunisia we can just sort of circle around and come back. The state of Libya. With an area of almost 700,000 square miles, it's the 4th largest country in Africa and the Arab world. 16th largest in the world. Tripoli's capital. And in Tripoli is 3 million of the country's 7 million people. So I would imagine that if we've only got 7 million, can't imagine anyone's not living on the coast. Independence in 1947. So I'd say he's not gonna... We're probably not gonna see too many Libyan cities. I'm actually surprised how small that population is. Oh, might have to just give these guys a few upgrades. Okay. Ghazi. And then when we get our Egyptian cities, if we get anything in here, we'll go Tripoli, Benghazi, and around and back. If we don't get a third Libyan city, we'll just bounce straight into Egypt. Definitely make out where the Sahara Desert is on this map. Putting this city, I've got to assume, is in the Sahara Desert, and my curious question would be, is that the largest city in the Sahara? Like, I know it's tiny from when we looked it up way back then. But is it, like, when it comes to Saharan cities, is it the biggest? Alright, so you're heading north. That guy's also struggling. That guy's got 2 planes, so See how this turns out. Imagine that guy's struggling going north. Slightly bigger. A slightly bigger plane. But nothing to say that that isn't just going to get carried on. So let's give him... He's got 2. That guy's got 2. So let's give him a 1. I mean, these ones are going to start to struggle a bit more because it's now, as opposed to say like what you'd see here where they're sending people basically one way. Alright, so these are all going to be small planes at this point. Well, I won't upgrade them yet. What I'll do is I will wait till we get the new lay of the land of all of our new cities, because it's quite possible that if I let it run for long enough, we end up getting more Ethiopian cities. This guy's already got 2. I don't know why he's struggling so badly, because there's only one guy coming this way on him. So how is this guy managing to sink this guy? Where's Bogota? South America. Okay, so maybe half the struggle here is that this guy... it's a bit of work to do as well. Because is Los Angeles south of him? Or is everything south of him? Even New York south of him, yeah. It's this way that's actually the struggling part of that. Alright, well that's Tobruk. Which I know Tobruk from Sniper Elite 3. A bit of that took place there. And lucky last for today, Egypt. You can see that the speed that I've say opened these 5 countries, that's almost put me back 1 million. This one, so those country costs are definitely starting to climb. State of wrong country. It's still Libya. Arab Republic of Egypt. As capital. Alexandria is the 2nd largest city. Learn all about Alexandria in Assassin's Creed Origins. Great Assassin's Creed game as well. I'm going to go as far to say it is the best Assassin's Creed game that I've played. Do you disagree? If you are one of those few people that I imagine both crosses enjoying my style of gameplay and playing Assassin's Creed games, and enough of them that have formed an opinion on which one is your favorite, let me know. Is it Origins? I will say in defense of Origins as well, I think it might have hit at the perfect time. I played it in August 2020, so while I was stuck at home for months and being losing all the ability to sort of travel and sightsee, having been to Africa the year before and Asia the year before that, and then just being sort of stuck inside my house for 2020. I think that getting to travel to ancient Egypt was the closest I got to a holiday that year. Alright, give us a population of Egypt, because I'm pretty sure that'll be hardy. 102 million people as of 2021, which is crazy to think that this guy's got 100 million and this guy's got 7. It really must show what it's like the fertility of this land was or is. I mean, again, I don't know if it's sort of like it can utilize this coast, whereas these guys can't utilize anything. This section. Yeah, Alexandria. independence from the United Kingdom in 1922. Very early for an African country. With that being the last one, was it? I don't know if I just can't remember it, or is there any African country that has never been owned by a European, or controlled rather by a European country? I didn't feel like it after all that. It doesn't surprise me that that one's got a little bit of a struggle on it. Surprising that it's this way, that's the struggle there. Do I have... Also surprised that that's only 2 planes that operate this guy. Yeah, plenty of Sudan. So we'll see Sudan. Said it too many times now. It's lost all meaning to me. I hope I get an either. Probably now at this point I want an Egyptian city somewhere over here. Make it easy to just loop those 2 guys in, then just have this Libyan city. And then hope that people don't want to travel from Tripoli to Tobruk or Benghazi, because they will have to do the entire lap of Africa to get there. It does feel like we're not too bad in terms of cities going red at the moment. I feel like a little bit of care we could see them clear up. Go a bit further down. Egypt. These are going to be some tricky ones to get as well. It'll be a good thing that I sit on it with Egypt gaining cities, because we do want to end up with them leaving through Israel. So we'll sort of come down and go up. And then I guess we'll have to see what the sort of spread of Saudi Arabian cities is, or whether that's something that can sort of come down and loop and come back up, or if we've got to get in and out there some other way. Like if Yemen's got cities and we can loop these guys in and through here, and then any northern Saudi cities we can just sort of connect up here, and it'd be 2 separate routes. It'd be the other way to go. Paris. Now, which way is the way to Paris? It is north. It struggles actually north. City's a little bit struggling too, and wants Montreal and Toronto, which is the other way. So I guess that this extra plane's going to help both of those cities. All right. Well, that's us for another week. Not another week, so it is that another episode, we'll call it. There we go. Finishing off Africa. Very exciting to have another continent done and dusted. With these guys all on the board. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. And until next time, catch you later. There.